Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol SGYP. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like a few months worth of time, it's actually just the past few weeks broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. Think does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I used to do this analysis quite a bit, but it's been a while, so I want to get things updated here as the chart has, turned around and is kind of quietly working its way upwards. No gigantic moves, but sometimes just nice, quiet, methodical movements is the best way to go. So a quick kind of history and recap here. The price seems to have found a bottom down here around the $1.72 mark. You can see basically a little miniature triple bottom here where 3 times the bears try to push through and couldn't quite do it. And then from that point forward, the bulls have, like I said, been quietly creeping upwards. And the way I'm going to define and illustrate this creeping upwards is via what we would call in the world of charts, a trend line. Now, there's a couple of trend lines, or choices, I should say, for monitoring the trend that you can use. The first one, of course, being, the trend line I just drew. The other choice, if you feel more comfortable with it, you could just use that purple line right there, which is the famous 50-period simple moving average. In fact, I like to call moving averages trend lines for lazy people, because if you don't feel like drawing the trend line, then that quote-unquote trend line will draw itself for you. So in other words, as that purple line moves itself higher and higher, as long as the price stays above it, then yeah, the overall trend remains in the bull's favor. So if you haven't kind of connected those dots from a bigger picture perspective, as far as levels of support are concerned, the choice is yours. You can use both if you want, but the trend is currently up, and the way to measure the trend, you can use that 50-period moving average or the trend line right there. Now, what about areas of resistance? Well, for this, I'm going to move in here a little bit, as the bears have made themselves pretty well known as far as where the sellers are currently hanging out at. As it stands right now, right up there, and if you're watching level 2 today, I'm sure you know right where I'm headed with that. But $1.94, the bulls tried several times to get through there early morning, early afternoon, and couldn't quite do it. So that'll be public enemy number 1 going into next week. All in all, though, from the bigger picture perspective, as long as the price continues to build those higher bases and stays above those trend lines or the moving average, then everything else will take care of itself, including breaking levels of resistance. So nice past few days, and yeah, you just want to see the price continue to repeat itself and repeat that history of those higher lows, and we'll see what happens and what next week brings. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.